Today's social media segment is brought to you by Buick, exceptional by design. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Folse. Very sad to come to you with some news that one of our great citizens in this area will now bring up his picture, Mr. Don Rhodes. Donald Charles Don Rhodes Sr. passed away on March 20th in Houma, Louisiana. He was born in 1943 in New Orleans, and Don lived a life filled with love, laughter, and unwavering generosity. He was a devoted husband to his beloved wife of 61 years, Miss Thelma Rhodes, who you see on Facebook all the time. Together, they built a family rooted in love and kindness. He was a cherished father to Tamiko Gauthier and husband Todd, Donald Donnie Rhodes II, Derek Rhodes and wife Shelley. His role as a grandfather brought him immense joy, and he adored his grandchildren, all of them. Also, a big bond with his loving cat, Coco. And of course, he had an incredible gift for bringing joy to those around him, whether through his endless supply of jokes or his warm-hearted nature. He had a way of making people smile. His passion for music led him to become a founding member of the Houma Terrebonne Community Band, a place where his love for melodies truly flourished. As a matter of fact, I had Mr. Don Rhodes on my one-on-one program, and while we're talking about music, we're going to roll in a clip where he talked about his love for music.
When did you know you had a knack for music? Because that became just a super large part of your life.
There was only one human being teaching music in Terrebonne Parish at that time. Do you know where Doyle has his offices?
Sure do.
The two-story building?
Right.
Well, that was the band hall. And it was a raggedy old beat-up band hall with raggedy wooden floors, and that's where we practiced at. And there's only one person that did all of that. That was Mr. S.L. Licasio. He and I were amongst the very first members. Probably about a dozen of us started the band. And it grew, you know. You had a dozen, and you had 15, and you might have had 20, and then 18, and back up to 30. Before you know it, you were playing music with 40 people.
Yeah.
All right, there you saw that. I remember going call on Mr. Rhodes and also Richard Reeves at Canoyer. They were in charge of spending the advertising dollars, and I was a young guy just trying to get out there and make a living, and boy, they sure made me earn it. They made me give them the pitch, make sure I pitched it right, and then they would haggle a little bit, but we'd always come to an agreement, and they helped me along the way. But Don, you know, he often talked about that love for music, and he talked about his St. Francis days in the band.
Do you know I was in the very first St. Francis band?
Really?
You don't know?
What year was that? I'm a jogging.
1959, 1960.
Who was teaching that? Do you recall who taught?
We were.
Y'all would. So y'all just got together and decided we're going to play?
We were 9 guys.
Okay.
And we'd go out on the field, and we would take toilet paper, and we'd write things with toilet paper on the field, because we didn't have enough people to make a formation or anything.
Wow. And
we played music.
Yeah.
And we were all good musicians.
You said that was 59?
59, 60.
That's a state championship football year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll bring up Don's picture again, his obit picture for all of you to see and spread the word, because above all else, Don was known for his selflessness. He always put others first and would give the shirt off his back to someone in need. He was a pillar of strength and an extraordinary role model for his children and grandchildren alike. He will leave behind a legacy of kindness that will continue to inspire those who knew him. Also on that program, that one-on-one program, I like to ask that last question, the one word that you would use to describe yourself. Here's what he said.
If I took your days in band and I took your putting your band together at St. Francis, and I put meeting your wife at the College Inn, then we put Joe Bod, and we put Kirschman's, and we put Canoas, and we put the community band, and I was able to get people from all those areas, and I said, I want you to give me one word to describe Don Rhodes. What would you hope the one word would be?
Fair.
That's a good word. I think that depicts you pretty good, because you were always fair. Tough sometimes, but you were fair. You made people work for excellence, I think. Was that always a goal of yours, to be excellent?
I tried to give Canoia heart attacks. I pulled some things on him. He like to died a couple of times.
You were a practical joker?
Oh, yeah.
Good reliving those moments with Don Rhodes. Family and friends are invited to honor Don's life at a visitation on March 25th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Annunciata Catholic Church in Houma. That's at 2011 Acadian Drive in Houma, with a Mass to follow immediately after. Of course, Don's presence will be deeply missed by a lot of people. Our condolences extend to his entire family and friends. May he rest in peace. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.